some of your worksheets, okay, there are some problems that you need to pay attention then before we move on to the next session. That's why I'm going to give you a review today. Right. Let's see. Let's final check who is here again. Right. Okay. I think all of you can see the PowerPoint, right? Now, here, just remind you, okay, let's have a revision on what we had last time. Okay, we were talking about some angles in the parallel lines, right? And then there are three kinds of angles, okay? And then when we have the parallel lines, okay, just like this one, and then we may sometimes have the third line, and then in this case, that is the fourth line, okay? We can call it transversal in this case. And then here, there are three kinds of angles, okay? That something is called corresponding angle, okay, corresponding angle, okay? And then in this case, you can see that if, okay, it's if there are parallel lines, okay, make sure that you have to pay attention to this point. These two angles are equal, X and A are equal when A, B, and C, D are parallel. Okay, if they are not parallel, okay, they may not be equal. Okay, if you still remember, we have an activity, okay, when we start this
Good job.
this session. Right. And then alternate angle, okay, alternate angles, okay, is say X and B, and then you can see that if we, in this case, we refer FE and GH, okay, they are parallel, and then you can see the positions of these two angles totally opposite, okay, say for this X, okay, is on the right hand side of this line, but B is on the left, and then X is above line AB, but B is below line AB, okay? Then in this case, we call them alternate angles. Now also, only if there are parallel lines, then these two angles are equal, okay? And then the third one, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful, okay? Interior angles. Now for interior angle, in this case, X and C are interior angles, okay? Because they are just like inside the lines, or they are just bounded by the lines, okay? They are kept inside the lines. And then this case, X and C are called interior angles. But this case, they are not equal. The relations between these two angles is that the sum of these two angles is 180 degrees. Okay, this one you have to be very careful. And then later, I will point out once again, there are three cases altogether, three cases. Okay, when we add angles together, we have the result 180 degrees. Okay, but you cannot just see, okay, it is 180. Then this is adjacent angles on straight line or angle sum of triangle. You have to look what angles you are talking about. Okay, because some of you in the worksheet, when you did the worksheet, actually you were talking about this case, you add these two angles, okay? They are the interior angles, okay? Related to parallel lines. Okay, you add them together, okay, the result is 180, but the reason here is not correct. Some of you just wrote adjacent angles on straight line, okay, that is not correct. Now, for those uh, who have submitted the worksheet, okay, you may you may check it because I have returned the worksheets to you already. Okay, if you have handed in, okay, I have matched the worksheets and then returned to you already. Okay, right, and then just uh take a look of this. Now this one, okay, just remind you, okay, first say you have to identify the angles. Adrian, you are disgusting. Do you know you have your video on? Adrian, hi, number 17. Right, now, in this case, first you have to identify, okay, what type of angles are they? Okay, in this case, they are corresponding angles, okay, and then they are equal, okay, in this case, and then you have to write down the reason. And then for this case, x and y, they are on the straight line. Therefore, x plus y equals 180 is because they are adjacent angles on straight lines. Now, if you were attentive enough, you should know that last time when I did the problem, okay, I write the reason inside a bracket like that. Okay. Now, the case is that your book is printed. Of course, they need to make it more beautiful or nicely. That's why your textbook use this kind of symbol. But do you think if you are having your examination and then when you write the reason and then you need to draw triangles like that and then maybe shade it and then write your reasons. Okay, you don't need to do so. That's why instead of drawing this kind of triangle, you can just write your reason inside the brackets. And because sometimes you're writing or sometimes you don't have enough space, okay? Therefore, it is better if you write inside a bracket so that people can separate, okay? Separate these two parts, okay? That's the reason I will ask you to write this kind of sentences inside a bracket. If you don't write a bracket, it is okay, okay, as long as it is clear enough what you are uh, showing. This one is not that, this one should be okay. Now, and then this is another case, is that you will see that when you will have problems that you need to use everything you have learned. Now, just like this one, maybe you need to you look at the parallel lines. Whenever you see parallel lines, okay, then you try to find the types of angles related to parallel lines. There must be a reason to give you parallel lines. Okay, therefore you have to find out what's going on here, any special angles like uh, corresponding angles, alternate angles, something like that. And then you can see that these two, okay, they are alternate angles. And therefore you can see that we can just, no calculation is needed, but you have to explain why you know that x is 100 degrees. okay, alternate angles, and then refer to this pair of parallel lines, AB parallel to CE. And then after you have found X, okay, which is 100 degrees, then you need to find Y. And then in this case, you can see that this is a triangle. This is a triangle, A, D, B. Therefore, in this case, I know that the sum of these three angles should be 180 degrees. And then you have to tell people why. Okay, angle sum of triangle, because these angles are the angles of a triangle. Okay, right. Now, this one, be very careful. Now, we have to do things step by steps. Okay, that's why some of you may quickly see that, okay, these two are equal. Okay, and then you immediately tell people that P equals Q. Okay, and then vertically opposite angle. Okay, but the case is that they are not really, okay, related, because for vertically opposite angles, okay, we should have two straight lines cutting each other's like that, and then we are talking about these two. But if you look at P and Q again, okay, they are a bit far away. Okay, therefore we cannot immediately telling people that P equals Q, although you will find that they are actually equal. Therefore, we need to do it step by step. Now, first we need to find P. Therefore, we have P plus 108 degrees equals 180, right? And then make sure you write the units. Make sure you write the units. Okay, and then they are interior angles. Okay, and then we find this pair CD parallels to EF. Right, thank you. Now, and then after finding P, we need one more angle. We need one more angle so that this angle can connect with Q and also connect with P. Okay, therefore we may say at other angles like that. Yes. Say for example, we call R. Then in this case, we have to first tell people that R equals P, okay, which is 72 degrees. And then you have to explain why R equals P, because they are corresponding angles. And then in this case, another different pair of lines this time, AB parallels to CD. And then after you have found R, then in this case, you can find Q. You can find Q. Okay, therefore, we finally have Q equals R, okay, which is 72 degrees, because vertically opposite angles. Okay, we need to write step in this way. This is what you need to learn in this chapter. I think for finding the angles, it's not that difficult for you. Okay, but you need to learn how to write the reasons, how to explain to people step by steps. Right. By the way, who is not here? I think one of you is missing. 28. Oh my God. Anyone can contact Jack. I'm afraid that he doesn't know how to join the room. I'm afraid that he doesn't know that there is a password for join the Zoom lesson. Right. Now, how about this one? You look at this one first. Look at the questions. Okay, right. There are how many? There are quite a lot of parallel lines here. Okay, and then you are given that RSA equals 66 degrees. And then you need to find QPD. Anyone want to try? Now, if you look at this angle, what do you think? Which angle is related to this one? No. Or P equals 60. Cannot do it quickly like that. It means we need to do this. We need to find this one. And then for this one, and then, yeah, we also need this one. And then this one, okay, is related to 66 degrees, right? No, we cannot write immediately angle PQR equals 66 degrees. This is the first angle you need to find. Find this one first, and then find this one. Oh, finally, Jet is here. Okay, QRS, yes. Uh-oh. Oh, right. This is step one. This is step two. Okay, not L and Z. Okay, I just want to tell you, first, you need to find this one. Second, you find this one. Then finally, you can find the angle. You can't read it. You can't read what? It means you cannot see the screen again, Damon. Uh, wait, Joshua, wait. Uh, let me, oh, I try to share once again. Okay, is this okay now? Right. Now here, right. Just now, okay, we continue. Okay, right. We need to find this angle first. Okay, step one, and then step two, find this angle. Step two, and then this is step three, and then find this one. Okay, right. And then make sure you write the correct reasons. Okay. Anyone want to continue? Okay. QRS. Yes. Alternate angles. Yes. And then make sure you write clearly alternate angles and then refer to which pairs of parallel lines. Alternate angles. Uh-oh, really? It says really AB alternate angles. Look at it clearly. If you are referring to RQP and this part, these two angles, QP parallel to RS, right? Okay, and then after finding this one to be 114 degrees, then okay. Right, QPD, right, and then plus 100 interior angles, yes, and then the parallel lines Q. For the others, instead of just uh watching people's doing, you should take this time, okay, raise the problem in your say in your classwork book so that you can look at it again later. Okay, don't just watch. And then later when you do your homework, you just forget everything that you have watched. Yeah, 60-60, good. That's right. It means you need to do it in this way. Okay, instead of just like jumping here from here to here. Okay, it is not accepted. Right. And then uh let me see. Now this one, there's a new word that you need to learn here. Okay, you need to write it down. You need to write it down. Okay. Supplementary. Supplementary. It means I want to check. I want to check. Now you look at the questions once again. Look carefully, okay? Are the two angles x and y supplementary? It means I need to find x plus y, and then to check whether the sum is 180 degrees. Okay, therefore in this case we need to do something like that. We first tell people angle BEF equals x. Is this equal x? Let me see. It's not really, I think. Is it? It's not really. No. What do you think? Is this equal x? We want this to be equal x. But the case is that what do you think? The case is that we cannot be very careful. We cannot say that these two are equal. Okay, because EF, you can see that EF, okay, is not parallel to AB. Okay, I mean, in this case, you are not told that EF, okay, EF parallels to AB, because if these two angles equal, I should have something like that. If these two lines are parallel, then I can say that these two angles are equal. But EF is unknown. That's why I cannot say that. Okay, what can we do? What can we do in this case? I think maybe add a line. Yes, right. I want to extend a line, okay, instead of add. Okay, do you still remember we say that I want to produce a line. I want to produce this one. Produce this one. Okay, so that okay, these two, okay, kept parallel. And then I need to add a point here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Then this one maybe I call it G. Okay, now then in this case, we just explain by using the diagram, okay? Then in this case, I know that this one, okay, is Y. Do you agree? Right? This angle is Y, right? Agree? And then, how about this one? Is this one also angle Y? It's also Y. Agree? Yes, very good. Now then, in this case, then we can try to add X and Y together. Now, therefore, it means, now first, I need to write down, I produce or extend okay, produce AB so it meets CF at G. Okay, and if you want to tell people more clearly, you can say that AG, okay, after the extension is parallel to CD. Now, then in this case, we first tell people that angle CGB, okay, this part equals Y, okay, because they are alternate angles, okay, AG parallel to CD, right? And then after talking about this one, I also want to talk about this angle, and then angle EBG. If you want to write it in a detailed way, you can first use the name of the angle, okay? It means I am referring to these two, okay? Because if you immediately tell people that this one equals to Y, and then people may think that you are talking about these two angles. Therefore, if you add this one, then it is very clear, okay? I'm talking about EBG, this one, EBG, and this part, okay, CGB. Okay, they are equal, but CGB is also equals to Y. And then here, we need to tell people why they are equal. They are also alternate angles. But I'm talking about another pairs of parallel lines, which is EB and say FC. Okay, right. And therefore, it means I know this one is also Y in this case. Now, because I am producing the line or extending the line, therefore, this line is a straight line. Okay, now, once again, if I have a line like that, and then if I draw in this way, then I am not extending. Okay, then in this case, these two are two different lines. Extending means I follow the same direction and then just make it a bit longer. Okay, therefore, in this case, ABG is a straight line. Therefore, in this case, I have X plus Y equals 180 degrees. Okay, and the reasons because they are on a straight line, therefore in this case, they are adjacent angles on straight line. Okay, and then you can answer the questions. Are the two angles supplementary? Yes, they are supplementary. Okay, any questions? Any questions? Now here, just I clear the writing first. Here, just be careful with this part because when we first look at this part, because these two, okay, they are the interior angles, okay, we may have a very first impression that, okay, y is here, x is here, and therefore x plus y is 180 degrees because they are interior angles, okay? Be very careful, okay? We have no information about EF, okay? Therefore, um, just remember that we cannot think they are parallel or we cannot think they are straight lines, something like that. Okay, you have to read the questions and see whether you really have that kind of information given. Okay. Okay, how about this one? Find X. Now I remind you once again, okay, you should have your exercise book or any class book, okay, you should copy the diagrams to your class book and then try to also, okay, do the problem, okay, together at the same time, okay, don't just sit down and then watch the PowerPoint. Now this one also, okay, is another example showing us that we may need to add something, okay, before we can solve the problems directly. Now this line is a parallel line, this one is a parallel line. If you look at the diagram like that, they it seems that they are not related. Okay. Uh, if I want them to be related, maybe we have to extend or produce PQ like that, right? Reproduce the line like that. And then because PQ is parallel to NS, okay, after I have extended the line, okay, they are still parallel. And then we may need to give names for this point. Okay, you can just give any name that which is not used. Okay, maybe this time we call it M, right? And therefore, in this case, what do we have in this case? We have corresponding angle. Can you see that? Corresponding angles. And then we can find this angle, right? We can find this angle, adjacent angles on straight line, right? And then after we have find these two, then we can find x. Okay, therefore when you have say, when you try to solve the problem, okay, if you have your own diagram, okay, you can just mark in the diagram, say for example, uh, if I'm going to solve this angle after extending this one, I will mark down, okay, I can find this one, okay, they are equal, okay, and then I'm able to find this one because I can make use of this one to find this one. And then you look at the diagram again, I can find this one, I can find this one, can I find X? Okay, you ask it yourself in this way, okay, right? And then if you have find that you have got enough information, then you can you can try to write your steps, and then you have to think which one you need to tell people first. First, I need to tell people that I have extended this line. Therefore, first you write down or produce the original line is PQ. Produce PQ. Actually, the more popularly we use this word instead of so, such as, okay, it means I want to produce PQ. How or how long I need to produce, okay, and then such as, usually we use this one, or so that, okay, um, it means, of course, it is more proper if you use intersect. Okay, and then which line, RT, and then tell people where at M. Okay, it means here you tell people what you are going to do. Okay, I need to make PQ longer, produce PQ. And then how long you need to produce it, okay? It has to meet this line, okay? And then where at point M, okay? And then after you have got this one, then you may first need to talk something about this angle, okay? Therefore, and then you have to talk about this angle. Therefore, this angle, we call it, it is the subject. We write it first. I want to tell people something about this angle, QMT. And then this angle should be 67 degrees. And then reason why we know that, because these two angles are corresponding angles, and then I referring N as, and then parallels to PM. Okay, it is better to use PM instead of PQ, because PQ people may just look at this part. Okay, and then why we have this angle. Okay, therefore, after you have produced the line, it is longer, then you better talk about, okay, we have now two parallel lines. One is NS or NR, and then the other one is PM up to this part. And then we talk about this one, and then we want to find this angle. Therefore, we write this angle first, angle MQT. It is the first angle, okay, mentioned. Okay, you can think about this one to be a sentence. Okay, therefore we all have our focus on this one. Okay, this angles plus 145 degrees equals 180, right? And then reason, okay, be very careful. This time they are on the straight line, right? Therefore, in this case, we use this reason, adjacent angles on straight line. Yes. And then we need to find x. And therefore, this time we have x plus angle QMT plus, I haven't finished I haven't finished the calculation. Angle MQT is what? It should be 35 degrees, right? 35 degrees. Thank you. And then plus angle MQT. Okay, 180 degrees. Angle sum of triangle. And then you can substitute the values. Okay, do you still remember this word? Substitute the value. 65, 67, 35 degrees. Okay, 180 degrees. So what is x? What is x? Yes, right. Okay, but there's another there's a faster way to do. There's another faster way to do. Do you know? Okay, let me show you once again. Okay, faster way is that we don't need to find this one. If you look at 145 degrees, it is outside the triangle. Do you remember? Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. I have changed the setting of my pen, and then it always changes to a mouse by itself. Yes. Do you remember the reason? Right. Right. Now, I have told you when we talk about triangles, you can have a look again. Now, if this angle is A, this angle is B. Okay, they are interior angles because they are inside the triangle, right? And then if here I make the line longer, I make this side longer, therefore I have another angle, okay, which is outside. Okay, then maybe if this is angle is C, yes, this is exterior angle, then we have A plus B equals C. Okay, A plus B equals C. Okay, right? Then in this case, if you can see that 145 degrees is actually the exterior angles, then you can just make use of this one, then you can find and find X a bit faster. Okay, right. Now I think we have finished the revision on this part. Okay, session 2 of chapter 10. Okay, you have to make sure that you understand session 1 and session 2. Okay, because session 3 we are going to do some proof. Okay, writing proof in session 3. Okay, the next session. Okay, I'm going to start tomorrow. Okay, if you are not familiar with session 1 and session 2, okay, then you may have a bit problems in writing the if you are asked to write into proof. Writing to proof it means you need to explain. You need to tell people why this angle is this angle, why we have at these two, why these lines are parallels, why do something like that. Okay, and then you need to really write things very clearly and then step by step. Okay, therefore, um, I need to spend a lesson to revise what you have done, okay, last time. Right. I don't need this one anymore. Okay. Right. I need the whiteboard. Now, just remind you once again, okay, some of you be may not be very familiar of using exterior angle because it is not written in your book yet. Okay, I'm going to explain to you once again. Okay, so that uh you as long as you write the reason clearly, you can use this one if you know how to use it. Now you know that we have A plus B plus C. Okay, it is 180 degrees. Okay, because in this case, the reason is angle sum of triangle. But the case is that D plus C is also 180 degrees. Okay, be very careful. The reasons is different, okay, because they are adjacent angles on straight line. Okay, right? Now, therefore, in this case, if you compare these two lines, then you can see that, okay, A plus B together at C equals 180 degrees. D, okay, plus C is also 180 degrees. Therefore, in this case, we know that A plus B equals D. Okay, these two, okay, equals D. Because D is outside, therefore, outside is exterior, inside is interior. Therefore, it is exterior, exterior angle, and then it is stick to the triangle, therefore, exterior angles of triangle. Okay, therefore, the last problem, you can make use of this one to find the angle. Okay, if you know how to use this one. Right. By the way, okay, I want to remind you something. Okay, I need to